Okay, so here is question number 2 for week 8. Describe instructional methods materials teachers can use to meet the needs of students with ASD. As we discussed with question number 1, students with ASD have problems actually taking and deciphering auditory or textual information. So one thing you can do is, because they're visual thinkers, once again, give them something concrete. Give them something along the lines of slides, pictures, demonstrations. Do something in your classroom like jump about if you're describing jumping. Give them those blocks that we described in question number 1, where the child is able to take and add, subtract, multiply with blocks. Give them something that they can see. Give them something tangible. It's always helpful. Another thing is students with autism become fixated on items. Well, not really items, but also concepts too. So use this fixation to your benefit. You can always take and employ their interests into your curriculum. So let's say an autistic child likes boats. You can have them take and learn about boats in the sense that they could read books about boats. They could also take and do mathematical equations with boats. You can have all kinds of things with an autistic child's fixation, because once you tap into that, you've tapped into literally one of their main interests. They will become interested in your curriculum if you become interested in what they like. Another thing is, once again, they need to take and instead of writing, let an autistic child type things out on a computer, on a word processor. It's more prudent, it's more beneficial for them. It's also a little bit faster for them too. When learning to read, try to use flashcards and act out the words for the students to actually see. Using flashcards is actually taking in 4x6 playing cards, showing them the word, and then it's always good to act it out, because once again, demonstrations or visual representations for autistic children, it's always something that's going to be extremely beneficial. Also, one thing I should say about the keyboard and the typing: when a student is actually taking and using a computer, try to make it like a laptop, because if you notice, you can see that the keyboard on my laptop is very close to the actual screen of the laptop itself. So one thing you can do is, when you're using a laptop keyboard, you can actually take and not have to look up and down to see the text of it. I can be typing, and then I don't have to go too far to see what I actually typed. Autistic children have to look up and down constantly to see what they're actually typing in. So you don't want to take and have that, because they'll get fixated on actually taking and typing, and then they're missing out what's going on the screen. So try to make it close so they don't have to make that transition very hard. Another thing is that if you use gestures for written words, this is actually very good, and I think I went over that earlier. But one thing that I didn't go over is using light green, gray, or also light blue or light tan paper when you're passing out items, because these seem to be agreeable colors for autistic people. They seem to take and be able to not be overwhelmed by the colors of this paper. Try to take and do that, because of the fact that, once again, agreeable colors, it makes them feel more secure in what they're trying to do, what they're trying to accomplish for you. So other than that, I cannot find any other things on my sheet for instructional methods, or items used. So this came from Temple Grandin, once again, from the piece Teaching Tips for Children and Adults with Autism from December 2002. And then also Oasis, MAAP by Emily Tucker. So next is going to be question 3. We'll see then.